Hi guys. It's been a crazy month, 2 months. So my port has decided that it does not want to give a blood return, and that's kind of a problem. But let me backtrack for just 1 second here. So in 2015, my health overall started to decline, and like they couldn't get IVs in me, they couldn't get a blood return. So they put in a port, a Bard Power port, for scans, for mostly for blood work, IVs, things like that. Anyway, that port, which is right here, somewhere, yeah, right here, that port lasted me for 3 years, and then shortly after my adrenal cancer diagnosis, I developed urosepsis that went to my bloodstream. And when urosepsis goes to your bloodstream, it often can infect your port, or if you had a pacemaker, it could infect that as well. So they like to take those things out when you have certain types of bacteria, just so that you don't continue to be sick. So sepsis survivor, I made it through it. I think only 50% of people make it through sepsis, so I feel really blessed that I got through that. Anyway, so while I was in the hospital, they took out my right-sided port, made sure that my blood was clear of infection, and then they put in a left-sided IJ port. And there's this device that goes under the skin, and then you stick a needle inside of a port. So there are lots of different types of lines, but so far I've only had things that have been implanted under the skin, and then you stick a needle in it. That's called a port. So anyway, I did not get to choose the surgeon who put in my latest port, and it is tipped down. It's too high up, so it's sitting on my ribs, causing me pain, and it's not giving a blood return because there's a large fibrin sheath at the end of the tubing that's inside of me, that's inside the right atrium of my heart. So that's a problem because I'm IV fluid dependent. You're not supposed to use a port technically if there's no blood return. I have adrenal cancer scans right now every 3 months. I run these, which is like a TPN additive, and it's kind of sticky, so it can gunk up my port. So anyway, by the time that you see this, I will have a new line put in. I went and met with the surgeon who put in my first port, and he said that with everything that I'm on, needing blood draws all the time, scans all the time, being IV dependent, I'm on other IV meds, he said it would be best to put in a tunnel line. So it's going to have 2 lumens that kind of stick out of my skin. It cannot be like removed like this port can. The tubing can be removed. The port stays in place under my skin. But this will be called a Bard Powerline, and it should hopefully give me a good blood return. It'll allow me to do my IV medications that are kind of sticky, like this vitamin, and of course my adrenal cancer scans, it'll be good for that. There are more risks associated with this type of line. It's more likely to get infected, so my care for the line is going to have to be absolutely meticulous to make sure that I don't get sick from it. But anyway, it was hard to make that decision. It's not an easy decision to go with something that could potentially have more side effects, but it could possibly be a long-term line for me, something that lasts for several years, something that I might not have so many problems with. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to the surgery process. Of course, I've had 2 port surgeries and a 1 port removal. And the sedation didn't work the best for me during both procedures. So I'm a little bit nervous about that because we're going to do all this at one time, and that will be happening this week. I'll be having my left port removed and a Bard Powerline implanted all at the same time. So anyway, I'm just updating you guys, and I want to say thank you so much for encouraging me and supporting me through this. I'm grateful for every one of you, and I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.